Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Ham, and today I have another episode of our series Breaking Bread, where I share the recipes that I love to cook for my family and friends with you all. So on today's menu, we're going to be having some items that are just very near and dear to my heart. So if you don't know, my family on my mother's side, we are Haitian. So today's menu, I'm going to be bringing you my favorite Haitian dishes, starting out with the banger Griot. So Griot is fried pork, Haitian style, and pretty much is marinated in a base called Epis, which is a mixture of vegetables and herbs and spices. So I'm gonna show you how to make that, the griot as well, and then a sauce at the end from the griot, which you can use as another condiment on the side. So if you are interested in tasting a delicious meal from a bold and brilliant people, stay tuned, continue watching, vibe out, but let's get started. Okay guys, so the first thing we're going to do is make our epis. It is the base in which we're going to use to marinate our meat. So I'm starting off with some parsley. As you can see, I just chopped it up kind of like loosely and put it in the blender. And then now I'm going in with some bell peppers. And here I'm just removing the core and then also scooping out the seeds. Something about this is just very satisfying. I don't know. Cooking can be very relaxing, okay? But next we're gonna do some green onions, and I'm just gonna like loosely chop it as well, just big chunks. It's all gonna be blended anyways. I'm just pretty much taking out the roots. And guys, I'll include the exact measurements and the amount in the description box below. Shout out to a YouTube channel called Cooking with Freddie. I learned of this recipe from her and I've just been using it ever since. And like I said, my family loves it and I love to cook it. But with any recipes that I follow, I typically like to tweak it depending on the flavors used. I just kind of like know what I like maybe I like a little less onion, maybe I like a little bit more, and I encourage you guys to do the same. But anywho, the next thing is I am chopping up an onion, pretty much just cleaning it because it's going to be blended. So okay, so I'm going to hit it with some garlic. If you know me, if you've been watching this channel, that is the peeled, okay, garlic from Whole Foods, organic. And then next, I'm going to add some Sazón. And you can find this typically in the international food aisle in any grocery store or the Hispanic food aisle. And then follow up with some Maggi. And you can use the cubes, but I use the loose form. And that's just 2 tablespoons of that. All right, and then we're gonna hit it with some mojo. Same thing, same aisle, any grocery store, you know where to find it. We're gonna do 1/2 cup. And the original recipe is 1 cup of oil, but I'm going to use 1/2 cup as well of the avocado oil. That's just my personal preference. And now it's time to blend, y'all. Go ahead, get it reduced down, chopped up, okay, into a fine sauce, into a marinade, because this is what it is. And you know, you can use a piece as a seasoning or marinade or blend. You can add some to your beans for just like a little layer of flavor, extra layer of flavor. You can add it to your stews, you can add it to your meats to season it. This is just a foundational staple in Haitian cuisine, okay? But since we've completed our epis, we're gonna move along with our griot, starting off with 6 pounds of pork shoulder, which we're going to wash first with that white vinegar. And I'm just using about 1/2 cup of white vinegar, 1/2 cup of lime juice, and then about 1.5 tablespoons of salt, pink Himalayan salt. And then I'm going to up the volume with some water so that the meat is submerged and try to break it down. It was a little frozen, but I'm gonna try to thaw it a little bit and break it down. And then I'm gonna add a little bit more water as well as 1/2 cup of lemon juice, guys. The acidic from the lemon and lime, it can break down the meat as well as the salt so that it's more tender. And you're just gonna wanna scrub a dub, massage the meat, and then let it sit for 4 hours. After that, you can pour out your mixture. And then you can go ahead and rinse it. Some people may choose to keep the film of like the acids just for a more pungent taste, but I wash it. That's what I'm used to doing. I haven't tried it the other way, but yeah, go ahead, wash it. And then you're gonna pour some boiling hot water, okay? It has to be boiling, over your meat. You want it submerged and you want it boiling. After it's cooled down, you're going to drain that water as before. And now we are ready to season our meat, starting off with our Epis, okay? Our foundational miracle seasoning, and I'm pretty much adding a cup. That is a 1/2 cup measuring cup in my hand, so a cup is what I'm using. That's a lot of usage of the word cup, but anywho, moving along, we're going to do 2 tablespoons of seasoning salt, and that's the Padilla brand. I love that brand. And another tablespoon of our Maggi, okay? And then we're going to mix very, very well, very, very good. All right, this is what it should look like. Into a pot, add your seasoned meat and nothing else, and you're gonna boil it on high heat for 1.5 hours. Be sure to periodically mix and check on your meat, but it should look like this. It's not done. We have one last step. So the idea is to have a light crisp for some texture, but we don't want it burnt. Pork that is cooked too long tends to be hard and almost inedible. And guys, you're going to let it fry for about 2 to 3 minutes. Be sure to not overcook it. You don't want it burnt. Okay, so what do you do with all the gunk left over after boiling the meat? We're going to save it to do this. So I'm going to make a sauce, pouring all of that leftover gunk into a strainer over a small pot. And I'm going to also add in a little bit of water just to give it some volume so I can pull down that flavor and have it strain the flavor through. And guys, you can press down to just extract even more of that flavorful liquid sauce. So this is what it's given. Go ahead and add your veggies, your peppers, your onions, and then you're gonna wanna cook that down until it's soft. And you can use this sauce, this condiment on your rice, on your plantains, even on your griot. And you'll see in the next video, I'm gonna show you guys how to make pickles as well as plantains to complete this Haitian experience. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So let's break bread.